Hi everyone, Dr. Dan with Dr. Pascal here at Lindenwood's Chiropractic. So, first of all, we're just checking to make sure we're at the safe distance from each other, so that's good. So now it's been a little over a month since this whole pandemic has started, so it's been at least that since we've last seen you. So we hope that you and your family are doing very well in spite of everything that's going on. But one of the things we've heard back from patients are things that they're saying, okay, doc, what can I do to increase or help my immune system as best as we possibly can? So today we want to go over a few things that you could easily do from home to kind of boost up your immune system as much as possible.
And the reason we want to discuss this, because it does tie into what's happening with COVID-19. The reality is right now there are no known preventative measures, there are no known medications that are going to stop or reverse this disease if you end up getting it. And so what we know right now from research is the best bet is people to have a strong, natural, healthy immune system seems to be the best course of action for you. And the reality is, as we start to reintegrate into society, we're going to be potentially coming into contact with it, so we want the strongest immune system possible.
Yeah, so one of the easiest things that you could do from home are change a few of the nutritional habits that you may have. Now, whether you are on one side of the spectrum where you're eating, let's say, organic greens and you grow your own garden and everything's going great, wonderful, or if you're on the complete opposite end where McDonald's is 3 times a day, it doesn't matter. Is just think of what else can I do today to increase or help my body as best as I can. So the number one thing, especially for nutrition, is to follow what we call the number one nutritional rule, which is you want to eat more real foods. What does that mean?
Real foods means you're eating foods that don't have ingredient labels. That's kind of the best way to think about it, right? So let's say broccoli, for example. Broccoli doesn't have an ingredient list. The ingredient would be broccoli. Chicken doesn't have an ingredient list. It would be chicken. Versus macaroni and cheese. Well, then there's a package that's got an ingredient list with 27 different ingredients.
Right.
And so in essence, eating more real foods means eating foods that either one, don't have an ingredient list, or two, the smallest ingredient list possible.
Right, okay. Now, so definitely number one, eat more real foods. But on the opposite side of that is you want to avoid as much as you possibly can things that either turn to sugar or are sugar, because sugar is a natural, it will sink your immune system as much as it possibly can. So at times like this, you want to avoid it like the plague. So key thing is avoid sugar, things that turn to sugar.
Number 3 is hydration status, right? We generally all know that we could do a better job of drinking more water and staying hydrated. So if you can, drink more filtered, clean water on a daily basis.
The other thing, especially nutrition-wise, which kind of falls into that, is supplementation. So especially what we want to talk about in supplementations are vitamins and minerals that will naturally increase the immune system. So one of the first ones, and my favorite on this list, is vitamin D. Especially at this time of year, we're just starting to see the sun and interact and let the sun actually hit our skin, unless you've gone to Mexico before this COVID thing happened. But we need more vitamin D, and vitamin D is a huge booster of our immune system. So I would take at least 2,000 to 5,000 units of vitamin D per day.
Myself, I like taking a fermented greens. And the reason I like the fermented greens is because this sort of ties into that nutritional rule where the more whole foods that we eat, the more that our system, our body is going to get the phytonutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that it needs. And so, it's really hard to get everything that we need in just the whole foods diet. So something like a fermented greens kind of acts like a super multivitamin, giving us all the antioxidants and the support that your immune system can need to function properly.
The other vitamin on this list is vitamin C. Super easy, one of the cheapest vitamins you could have, but also that has the biggest effect on your immune system. So something, again, that you take on a daily basis to strengthen and improve your immune system.
And I think the next thing that we want to do is, decrease the big S, the stressors in our lives, right?
Yeah.
Because we know generally the higher your stress levels, the more likely it is that your immune system is down here. And so they kind of counterbalance each other. Lower your stress, higher immune system, higher stress, lower immune system. So we're going to discuss some of the things very simply. This is kind of wide scale knowledge and research today. What can shut down your stress levels in your body?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so number one is anything that you can do to increase the level of sleep that you can have and the quality of your sleep. So first thing, I guess the rule there is don't start watching or reading the news right before going to bed. The other key thing is don't go through your social media feed right before going to bed, because that will increase your stress, and on top of that, decrease your sleep. So that's a double whammy. So you want to avoid that habit as much as you possibly can.
Mindset work. So actually doing things that are going to help calm your mind, whether that's meditation, gratitude journaling, breathing exercises. So any sort of mindset work generally reduces stress. And that's actually a good time to do it is right before bed.
Absolutely.
So doing your mindset work or your gratitude journaling, breathing exercise before bed will help reduce your stress and then help you get a better night's sleep so you can recover properly.
The other key thing that helps to decrease stress is exercise. So when you have it, just imagine if you're stuck in traffic and someone cuts you off and you're having that stress response build up. The reason why it gets so bad, especially when you're in a car, is because you're not moving. If you could imagine, the opposite of that is you're getting chased by a dog, so the stress hormones are raging and you're running away as fast as you possibly can. That exercise, that movement helps to take away that stress response, those hormones, so that at the end of that, your body could now calm down. So exercise is a key factor for taking away those stress hormones. And the key thing is as of a regular habit as you possibly can. So especially now, with a little bit more time on our hands, try to incorporate 20 minutes, 30 minutes of movement at least on a daily basis to get those stress hormones out of your body.
Absolutely, and that includes your postural exercises, your corrective exercises, because we want to get the spine moving, because the more we move our spine, the more it helps to shut down also the stress response in the brain. And that's why adjustments can play a huge role in shutting down stress in the brain, especially in that frontal lobe, is because the adjustment, as Dr. Heidi Havoc has shown, shuts down that stress response in the frontal lobe. So, if obviously right now you're not getting adjusted, you could at home at least do your spinal stretches and exercises, do your corrective stuff, get that input into your spine. That's also going to help shut that stress response down to the brain.
So hopefully those tips helped you a little bit. Again, if you have any questions, give us a call here at 204-474-1159 or email us at info@lindenwoodschiropractic.com. So hopefully this email or this video finds you well, and we hope to see you all very, very soon.